and man, I hate to do this. We're going to start off on a bad note. I want to say I'm sorry, Wayne. Your boy Duron Payne got franchised.
He did.
I know that's what you wanted, man.
When did this happen? Today?
Yeah, it did. Just happened.
See, that's what
You were
happens.
shoveling snow. You were
I was
shoveling
shoveling
snow.
snow. I was shoveling snow. You know what? Just because I'm petty, I hope they don't get a deal done. Just because I'm
Well,
petty.
he's getting 18 million no matter what.
I know, but I hope it goes sour. You know, sometimes the franchise tags don't work in the player's favor or the team's favor. However, I might say the player might, you know, look for something that the team can't come up with. So,
Right.
I'm just hoping because I'm petty. I'm that guy. Damn it,
And
Jim.
I know. And I will say this. Now, just understand, just because they have franchise tagged him, that does not mean he can't be traded. It just means that no matter what happens
18
now,
million? God,
Washington has the rights to Duron Payne for at least 1 year. So if the Niners were to get him, they would have to trade him and pay him a minimum of that
18.
18 million, which means I hate to say it, Niners aren't getting him. Shuts the door on that one. Sorry, Wayne. Hope
There
you're
are other
okay.
options though.
Okay, there we go. Now that's something we can talk about.
So there's a Hargrave option. All right, a little older player, probably still as effective. You could probably get him on a cheaper deal. You can go a little bit younger with the defensive tackle, I believe from the Saints, David. Don't know how to say his last name, but um,
There's a lot of those fun pronunciation names. So if we're
and
just looking, go
I
ahead.
would pay attention, John, to the cap casualty players that are going to probably be released due to the cap space. So there's going to be some players that might get released other than the free agents that are currently out there available. So I do apologize.
That's huge. And David Onyemata, I believe
You
is
knew
who
who I
you're
was talking
referencing.
about. You knew who I was.
Um, man, pronunciation is not my thing, but usually the southern ones, right? Like I could do all
Yeah,
right
you
with.
got the southern ones right. It's
But
the ones that are from different
yeah, it
countries.
gets bad. Now, we're getting news nonstop of players getting released or scheduled to be released. Marcus Mariota, Carson Wentz. You just got news, Josh Johnson, just got news that the wide receiver for the Giants that they paid all that money to, Galladay, he's going to be released, all those things. So,
Really?
yeah, I mean, there is going to be bargain bin specials. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just talking salary cap wise, which
Correct.
is where the 49ers shop. They
That
walk into
that's
Walmart. They're not getting those end caps. They're looking for the bins to grab the little cheap prospects out. Look at the pass, Maurice Hurst, Arden Key, going and getting those guys. I think it's going to be more of that this year.
I agree, but sometimes the 49ers, well, one time, I'm not gonna say sometimes, one time, speaking of last year, the 49ers didn't bargain shop at Walmart. They went to Target and they got themselves a special player and Travarius Mooney Ward, right? And so like there were different DBs that were available on the free agent market, but they got like the best DB that fit them. And so
Remember,
maybe the
everybody wanted JC Jackson. Everybody wanted JC
me,
Jackson.
including me. Well, he was number one. I mean, you want the guy that gets interceptions. Period. That's kind of what you wanted. He was probably the top DB. He was the top DB in free agency, and he was one of the top defensive backs in the league. So what I'm trying to say is pay attention to what the 49ers do and what they did last year, because there's a possibility with a new defensive coordinator and Steve Wilkes, being that he specializes in the backfield, the defensive backfield, the secondary, for those that don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. Jesse Bates may start ringing bells in San Francisco.
I think you've gotta have the conversation with Tayshaun Gibson. You got to. That's where
You
it
have it.
starts.
You have it.
But
But you
man,
got to be
Jesse Bates
super
gonna get
sure
paid.
that he's all in, though, right, John? Like, and then how much is it going to cost for him to be all in? Because yes, you can save money, and it's a Sean Gibson, but you still got to make sure you're paying him for him to be elderly and all in. And I'm not calling him an old man, but in football age, he's pretty up there. Or do you go out and get that special piece that's going to be here for another 4 or 5 years?
Now, Jesse Bates, he's been an absolute stud corner, or sorry, safety. I
Safety.
apologize for the Bengals. Just came out this morning that the Browns have expressed interest as well. Spotrac has the estimated annual per year for
Oh
Jesse
God,
Bates at 14 million.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad,
It's not bad.
but here's my question: This front office, since John Lynch and Shanahan arrived, have done absolutely nothing at the safety position. Literally Hufunga, but that was like a 5th round pick or 6th round pick. They've done nothing else. Remember last year, everybody again wanted a safety. Nick Cross, 3rd round. They didn't even draft a safety last year, and everybody thought it was the number one concern. Do you see them doing an about face?
Yeah,
And
that's a great question because you know what other position they never addressed? The cornerback spot.
They didn't touch
And
him.
not in
Well,
free
Tariq
agency.
Woolen, they went and got Tariq Castro, not Tariq Woolen,
Well,
Tariq Castro Fields
in the
in the
draft,
6th
yeah,
round.
but not
But
not in free agency is what I'm saying. Let me clarify that. So in free agency, they they did not touch the defensive back position as far as cornerbacks, right?
outside
So
of Ward they
outs
did,
but
not
that's what I
safeties.
mean.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
last year they went and said, you know what? Let's about face. Let's go get a cornerback. Maybe this year is the year of the safety because they like the free agent safeties. There are a few of them out there. Did my guy from Philly get tagged yet? Chauncey Gardner Johnson.
Mm-mm.
So he's another one. So there's some safeties, and then there's what isn't it Von Bell from Cincinnati? There's another one. Like there are some safeties out there. Oh, also Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward. But now Jimmy wants to play safety, and I think that ship has sailed in San Francisco.
I think so too. Oh,
Okay.
Big Papa holding me accountable always. He says, "John, remember used to say they did not value corners either. I think it's just a timing issue."
Finally, Big Papa and I can touch and agree. Usually we're just not together. Finally, Big Papa. We
He's right.
agree.
I
Jeez.
I will say this, something that I've continued like I used to always get emails and questions saying like, "Man, why is Shanahan so stubborn? Why is he so stubborn?" But I could say in the last 2 years, you've seen an absolute maturing process where they change. Remember when they used to trade every single pick in the draft? Last year, 0 trades.
That's why
Like,
I don't know, John, if they're my consensus is that they're gonna use all 10 picks again. And then if they draft some of those players and those players don't pan out, they get cut. Hence Tariq Castro Fields. They let you go. But at least they brought you in, they got you worked out with the Niners. And if there's something that they feel like they can utilize later on down the line, they'll call you back. It's kind of like what
yeah.
the 49ers do.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.